My friends, in the event that you are new to this wonderful card game and you have not yet signed up for a UGN Play account, you can now sign up with my exclusive referral code Alliteration and get yourself 50 bonus loyalty points for free, as well as additional loyalty points for every event that you play in within my referral code period. Why do you need these, you might ask? Well, loyalty points can be used to redeem free promotional cards in the mail, as well as other exclusive items coming in the future. The bonus points from using my code are enough to redeem almost any promo card right off the bat, and having your UGN account is going to allow you to accrue and track more and more as you go through your hero or villain's journey. If free cards and progression all sound super appealing to you, the links for all of this are going to be in the description below. Now, let's get on to the video. Good evening, my dear viewers. Welcome to another Alliteration Gaming video. My name's Levi, and it's Wednesday, so it's time for some Wealthy Aspirations. If you are not familiar with this series, say maybe it's your first time here, every Wednesday we go across CCG players set by set, rarity by rarity, and just break down all of the crazy, cool, and interesting price fluctuations occurring on our beloved secondary market. So let's get right into it. Starting off with set 3 secret rares, $10 and $5, nothing super crazy going on here. These have been here for quite a while now, and I don't think they're going to move anywhere anytime soon. Going into our ultra rares, Twisting Azure on the rise to $10. I think this has nowhere to go but up. Tokoyami, until he gets dealt with, is going to be the craziest deck around. Piercing Needle is another one that's kind of been bouncing between like 8 and then 18 and then now 12, and it's kind of finding its way somewhere in the middle. I think it'll probably settle around 10 or so. Same with Sun Grenade. This is like another one of the $10 cards that I think is a little cheaper than it could be right now, but still not a bad pickup. And then everything else is kind of just a few bucks. These cards down here in these last rows don't see a ton of play. These are pretty relevant ones. Infiltration is in quite a few decks, Somnambulism is in quite a few decks, but not enough performance-wise to like actually rise up anywhere past just the few dollar price point. Into our XRs, our XSR is still about the $40 range. Needle and Azure still kind of the shining diamonds of XR URs. Our really good starter deck XRs are still pretty expensive. Our characters look good. Arrow got super hardcore bought out and is just not really interested in finding a regulatory price point. Quick to Axe are looking pretty cheap. Let me see if maybe this is the only $8 one. No, quite a few at this $8 price point, and then it gets to 10 and so on and so forth. So these finally being cheap is pretty nice. This is a really popular card, so it's one of those trial deck XRs that's been really inaccessible for a while now. We got some real cheapo characters here. A couple XR URs looking at decent prices. Erasure Binding has kind of been on this buyout roller coaster too. I think 12 is a pretty good price for it. Freezer Burn, I think, is another like low-key all-star of this set that it's an XR I could see getting bought out and then never being the same after. Some more pretty cheap XR URs here. These $10 XR URs, $10 and below, are just crazy, man. A lot of our characters, aside from like those good ones up there, those real relevant ones, are starting to hit that $5 price point, which is really interesting, man. It's so cheap for these character XRs. One with Nature, looking to get pretty expensive here. Only 4 listings at $12. Not a super different looking XR because it's already shiny, but it is a really popular card. And you know, when you're going for max rarity, you got to go for max rarity. We're gonna see a lot more of our nice like tech type starter deck XRs here, looking really cheap. Some of these XR URs looking really cheap too. XR Flex Mite's gone. What the heck? 33 bucks on this guy. What in the world? Where do they all go? We've got one for 12, and then after that they just like don't exist. They've been like 5 to 10 bucks historically. Wow, okay. I guess it's just I guess people just haven't posted more yet. I have to imagine they will. I don't think this is going to be a price that remains anything like that. Noteworthy Conflagration here and Hellstomp are looking very expensive and only have a couple listings left. I don't think this card is very used, but this card sees quite a lot of play in the Earth Kirishima decks. So interesting. Got to keep an eye on that one right there. And then after that, I think we're kind of starting to falter into the bin here. I think Excited at $4 is a really good pickup. Again, these real good Tokoyami cards, man. Also just real good cards in general. Easily Excited is like such a staple card in all 3 of its symbols that hard to see it being so cheap. Exclamation's a good pickup for those Asui decks wanting to XR out. And then from here on out, we're looking at a lot of tech. Again, a lot of super duper cheap characters. $5 here on the Endeavor is wild. And then just a lot of nice tech cards. Uppercut could be one to keep an eye on. A lot of the Earth decks are starting to really pick up on this card. Same thing for basic training. $4 for like a staple 0 difficulty. A staple busted 0 difficulty XR that goes from non-shiny to shiny should not be $4. Same thing as Easily Excited. especially because both of those cards are in Tokoyami. So keep an eye on those, get them while you can. I mean, you can saw the basic trainings only had a couple listings left, so it's only a matter of time before those go the way of the dodo. Other than that, it looks like we just got a lot of $1 or $2 XRs from here on out. We're definitely in the tech bin here. Snack Time, I said it last week, still keep an eye on Snack Time. Very, very, very good card, super relevant in those Earth decks. Just a shame that the other two symbols on it don't really find a whole lot of relevance. I think that's probably what really keeps it down in the dollar bin, is once the Kirishima players get their Snack Times, that's kind of it for the most part. A lot of these are nice pickups too. This has seen nice tech in the Kirishima decks. Keep an eye out on maybe some of the nice air XRs. Jiro is starting to find her way back into the meta, especially Cool and Tough. It's such a strong deadlock piece for a lot of those air decks, and being able to protect your momentum because Sound Waves is the best card in the air symbol. Real good stuff. And then going into our promos for set 3, they also look about as expected. Seizing is still reasonably expensive. Petty Squabble is still fetching a decent price point. Again, all the Tokugawa players got to pick these up, and a lot of the Earth players too. The Kirishimas, they tech this card as well for those niche scenarios. And then Chivalrous is still just going to be expensive. This card's not going to get any cheaper anytime soon. Maybe if people start opening Unlimited again because of opening Unlimited again because of the new promos, the new promo cards you get for buying a box of Unlimited, we might see some of these Quirk Pack prices regulate a little bit. But man, I don't know. I think still so many people need Chivalrous competitors. Still such an important piece of the meta. It's 4x in the 2 best decks in the format, and then tons of other rogue decks max it as well. It's just undeniably a needed card right now. Some nice prices on our victories here as well, but otherwise nothing too crazy. These 3 are really the ones to keep an eye on. I will say these punches do see play in a decent amount of decks, which is the only reason they get to stay like $5. Otherwise, it's really these 3 are the big top dogs that you need to be watching. Moving into set 2, our secret rares are stupid cheap and will be stupid cheap for probably quite a while. Our URs are looking pretty much the same as ever. Excited for Blood is still inching around $20 price point. We got our couple $5 all-stars here, and then everything else is just $1 or $2. Business here is as usual, it seems. Into our XRs, XR Excited is kind of looking to inch its way up there. Still some nice respectable prices on some of these fan favorite characters right there. How It Turned, Double Jab are really good pickups. I think this is an insane price for Double Jab XR. Like, Juro is a really good deck again, and like guys, like the air / chaos charge packages have not gotten any worse. They're just not meta right now. This will always be like one of the best cards in that lineup. So I think $8 for this XR is just crazy. High Value is a really good pickup too. Some man, the characters actually, like quite a handful of the characters. I mean, we've got like what, 5 characters here in the $10 price point or above. It's better than set 3, that's for sure. And then we've got our couple $5, our $3 characters, some more real cheap characters. I mean, that's like the thing about set 2, right? Set 2 just didn't have very many relevant characters. The only reason that like Toga and Dabi are expensive is because they're Toga and Dabi. A lot of these water staples though, some really nice water staples here. If you don't have XR Survivings, Ice Glidings, and Strugglings, like all in one page here, a bunch of really good water XRs there, and like they see played a lot of the other symbols too. In general, set 2 has some pretty stellar foundations here and there. Oh, Graceful is the other nice like $4 water staple. Like man, just if you're trying to max out your water decks, man, it's so easy, dude. You have like so many like little like cheap $3 or $4 staples sitting here in set 2's lineup. So easy to pick up play sets of these if you're looking to max those water decks out. After that though, I don't think we have a whole lot going on here. Nothing super noteworthy in these last couple of pages. Just not really a whole lot in terms of staples here. All just really tech foundations, even, you know, at their 50 cent, 30 cent, $1 price points. We got our Exciteds holding that $50 strong. Jiro is really expensive as well, man. I really underestimated how expensive these Jiros were going to be, but I mean, I guess she is a she's a pretty big deal of a character, man. People do like to play that Jiro character. Our RLEs looking kind of scraping by here. Only 1 Starlet at 38, 2 IERs at 20, 4 Manlies at 20. These are not very large numbers of listings on these guys, man. I would keep an eye out for maybe some of these RLE buyouts coming in the near future. Otherwise, our promo is looking pretty healthy here. Only 2 cheerleaders as well, man. These RLEs, they're getting scary, guys. Students as well. I mean, this is a reasonable amount of students, and $20 is not a crazy price point, but man, you gotta keep an eye on them, man. Especially as people really start coming on to Ojiro. He won the nationals, man. He did indeed win a nationals. After that, though, I don't think we're going to see anything super crazy going on here. If our waylays are still way up there. Makes sense. We haven't seen the most performance out of this card in these national events, but it's still a very, very, very strong card. Sees a lot of play in a lot of decks. It's the reason why a few characters are even able to really compete right now, in my opinion. Our nationals promos are looking pretty juicy too. 20 bucks on the floatings is really nice. 4 on the hero names makes a lot of sense. I didn't expect those to be anywhere near as up. And I think Sugar Rush is in the not Sugar Rush, Charged Up is in the set 1 page, so we haven't been able to get to that one yet. Aside from that, though, everything is kind of as it seems. Really quiet week in the market so far. Let's see if set 1 can shake that up. Our secret rare is not doing anything too wild here. 20 and 28 is what these kind of have been sitting at for a while. I think if Nitro breaks 30, man, things can get pretty scary. But I mean, 19 listings, there's still a hefty amount of them left in the market. I don't think it's gonna get into buyout territory anytime soon. Heatwave kind of coming back down to some normal prices. The URs were looking as expensive as the XRs for a week or so there. That was scary. Other than that, though, we have our couple $7 gems, and then everything else falls into the $3 or so bin here. The URs for set 1 are still real cheap picking. Going into our XRs here for set 1, our XSRs looking mighty nice. Jabs, man, I think this is just what jabs cost now, guys. I don't think jab is going this way anytime soon. I've seen a lot of people screaming to get jab banned, so maybe picking these up is a bit of a dangerous decision at this price point. But I really don't think that card's going anywhere anytime soon, but I could totally be wrong. So in Dark Shadow, another one that people have been talking about quite a lot to either get banned and remade or just errated. So I mean, I wouldn't like take that super into account, but there is a lot of ban discussion going on right now, so it might be a reasonable idea to hold off on some of these more expensive super hardcore meta cards. I don't think 1.3 is going anywhere, but it's also one of those meta cards. Ice Storm's looking mighty expensive, same as Heat Waves. All of these Todoroki attacks looking real expensive, which is nice. These are holding a whole lot of value to them. Destin's one of those long-time mainstay staples. With Jura coming back into the meta, I don't think this will find a reasonable price point for quite a while. Same goes for Requesting Assistance. All the Tokoyami players need these now. They're not going anywhere for quite a while. Sound Waves, I would keep an eye on too. I think $20 is actually like a generous price point for XR Sound Waves, given the relevance of the card. But we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see as they go. That our reverse throws are still expensive. Our staff strikes, our passings, you know, the ones that are expensive. These haven't really budged for quite a while now. There's still only a few passings left, so keep that in mind when you're debating on if you're gonna finally pick those up or not. Moving on from here, not too much action. Texas smashes, I guess is just the smartest way to say it, are still looking like they fetch a reasonable price. Meteors are good. Setups are still big. Home runs are still big. Chops are reasonable, maybe not respectable, but they're reasonable. Heroic strikes, yeah, I mean, everything is kind of just as it seems here. It can be fixed, coming down to 15. I actually want to look at the history on those. This one's been a problem for quite a while now. We got a couple at 15. Yeah, we got a couple at 15 and then 11 at essentially 18 here, which is also pretty respectable. Then they get crazy from there on out. Man, 11 of these, that's what an insane number of these to have. Yeah, I think these are going to hold this 15 to 20 price point for quite a while. Anything above that, though, is probably just a little too lucrative. I'm kind of surprised these are still 10 bucks with the RLEs, but I guess those are starting to disappear. We do have to talk about that. Self-sacrifice is coming down to a bit of a reasonable price here. I wonder what the tight lips. Yeah, the tight lips coming down to a very reasonable price here, so that's pretty interesting. I guess people realize that, like, yeah, these probably just aren't getting bought up, so might as well start to bring them down to some more normal price points. XR ruins are so cheap, I guess just people prefer the RLE. I personally don't, but hey, man, if you're one of the lucky few who don't, these extras are super cheap. Same for the wall clings. If you don't prefer the RLE or can't get access to it, it's like 45 or so right now, so pretty crazy price point on those. Calling for backup still looking very normal. Touch of Decays were kind of going a little wild for a bit too. Glad to see those have come back down to size. And then from here on out, I don't think anything else is going to get very out of hand. I don't know. There's just so much set 1 on the market, man, that it's really hard for the set to get out of hand. But at the same time, all the prices are really reasonable, right? Like all of these like $8, $10 XRs, like nothing's like breaking the bank, but everything's super reasonable. Apathetics are $4. That's crazy cheap. Buy these while you still can. That's insanely cheap. Stronger in Darkness, I would say the same for. Again, not a card that sees play in like a wide array of decks, but it is a staple 4 of in the best deck right now. So careful decisions to weigh there. But yeah, it's crazy. Like set 1 retains so much like decent value just from all of these like really staple like $10 XRs that it continues to maintain. Release, I've been saying release is way too cheap for its own good for a long time now. That might change now that the unlimited alt art, the unlimited box topper alt art for set 3 is coming out. That one does look really good, but still, I imagine those are going to be pretty expensive. So I would not sleep on the $3 XR release here as a very nice alternative. If you don't want to shell out for those alt arts, they do look very, very, very good though. I can't deny that all of those look very good, and I would be playing all of those over their alternatives in a heartbeat. Same for the Gravlift XRs. These don't look very good, but if you can't afford the RLEs because they're getting really, really, really crazy, they're a super nice alternative. Everything else from here on out is kind of just $1 or $2. We're in the dollar bit at this point, and I'm kind of just drawing straws at prices to really, really gawk at. So I think we're going to just go ahead and move on into our set 1 promos. And as I said, the aforementioned specialists of sound just barely don't exist anymore. This is like one of the most expensive cards on the market right now. They've actually been selling at like 90 to 70 to $100, which is absolutely insane. There's only so many left. We have one left at 70, and then after this, they're $100, guys. They're 100. After this, we have 10 on the market, and they're all $100. That's freaking crazy, man. That's an insane number. But again, this is a super duper staple played card. It looks really, really, really good. It's those season 1 RLEs, so there's just not that many of them on the market. I really want to look at the big ones here, being like Zero Gravity Lift. Yeah, we have like a handful of them at 50, and then there's 60. There's 60 upwards from there on out. I think it's the same situation as Jolt. Yeah, we've got 4 of them here for 66, and then yeah, it only gets more expensive from there on out. These are essentially just 60, $70 now, and that's the reality of the situation. Wall Clings, kind of the same thing, man. We've got them at $40 here. After that, they just go up and up and up. And once again, I want to look at the number here, right? These are 4, 5, 6, 7 to 8 of them on the market. That's really crazy. This is like the gold mine of the game right now, is these season 1 RLEs. They're really, really played ones. Extended long lasting, not so relevant, but these 4, man, these 4 right here, these 4 bad boys right here are just crazy. And then after that, a lot of our provisionals holding some decent prices. Again, those age-old foil provisionals, only so many of them exist, to a lesser extent than the RLE ones, but that is still the reality of the situation. Our plus ultras are finding some reasonable prices here, alongside our crow and frogs really on the come down here. Don't worry about these guys. These are going to get banned. Don't worry about it. These are going to get banned ASAP. But if you're in the camp that don't think that these will get banned, $12 is a really, really good price for those if you were trying to finally find a break from the $18 price point of the OGs, because they were the same for a while. They were the same for such a long time. And then pillars and recipros are really in the dumpsters now at these $4, $5, and $6 price points. So there's our charged up, also in the dumpster at this $5 price point. And after that, we just have all of our dollars into eventually our pennies, guys. 4 cents on Ojuros, 2 cents on Go Beyonds, man. Andrew is in shambles. So all in all, a really, really quiet, normal weekend in the market. Honestly, there weren't really any crazy buyouts. Made it all the way to the end of this video. Thanks so much. Even if it was just your background noise, or if you paid attention to every second and every pixel, I appreciate you nonetheless, and I'd love your feedback down below as well. And of course, if you want more, the subscribe button lets me bring all of my MHA CCG content into your inbox and just flood you with all kinds of premium quality stuff. That's all the time I've got for today though, guys. This has been Levi, and I hope I'll see y'all in the next video.